He thought he had control, thought he knew the code, but the game hit different when you ain't been on that road. He thought he had to pick, whole time he the lick, talking like a boss, but he funding every trip. Welcome to the story where perception don't stick, where a player get exposed as the unknown trick. Taking the convo to high levels. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying Durable Minds Radio.
What's the deal with Don Ward?
It's Don Warco, P. Don Warco.
Don Worko. Okay.
For
You know,
sure,
I'm
for
known
sure.
to bash names, so I appreciate you coming up correcting me.
For
Don
sure, for
Worko.
sure.
So you said the female told you she was a renegade. Right now, did you feel like you have to go harder because she told you she was a renegade?
I feel like I had to come at the game with a little bit more finesse than if she, already had some yimping in her
Now,
life.
this is my thing with these interviews. How do you get to an interview not knowing she was a renegade? How does that happen?
Okay, so boom, me and my partner, we thuggy, you feel what I'm saying? We in the city or whatever. And I'm not even worried about the hoe, you feel what I'm saying? I'm not even worried about her. I go pull up to McDonald's to use the bathroom. Her and her friend standing in front of McDonald's asking somebody else for a ride, you feel what I'm saying? I keep it mashing because she ain't look my way, she ain't chose me. I ain't worried about her, you feel what I'm saying? So I go into McDonald's. As I'm coming out, she coming in. She asking me for a ride. I asked her if she got some cash for the ride. She was like, yeah, I got like 30 on it. I'm like, all right, let me talk to my partner real quick, see what's going on. So once she got in the whip, I'm like, man, how you get stuck? You feel what I'm saying? What's going on? How you living? You feel what I'm saying? And that's how we end up doing an interview when she was in the car. And then when she got out, I was like, hey, look, this my number. You feel what I'm saying? I told you what I'm on, how I'm coming, how I'm moving. If this what you own, then you can come. You feel me? But at the time, like I said, she had lied and she didn't tell me that she was renegade. She was just like, oh no, I'm just out here by myself, stuck. But I know the game.
Hey, Don Wonko,
Yo,
I got one question for you.
yeah,
Did you move before the bitch sent you some money before the interview?
not at all.
Don't do that no more. I'm going to tell you why. Because in this lifestyle nowadays, in the upcoming of the new generation of hoes, hey man, it's time wasted. This time played with. See, hoes think that when you pull up on them for free, anything else can come free. You got to be well tight with shit like that, man. You cannot let yourself get rocked to sleep. I've been in the game for 11 years, man. I say it
Respect,
out. So
respect.
properly, renegade or not, if that hoe seriously wanna fuck with you, I don't care if it's 300, 400. Before you even make a move, something got to come out of it.
That's real. That's P.
So don't put yourself in no situation where a hoe can play with your name and be like, yeah, I gave him $100 and he pulled up and woo woo woo. I don't know how your interview conversation go because some niggas ain't doing properly interviews. Some on free fucking in the interview and getting the money for afterwards. So you
You
got to
feel me?
be ready and prepared for what you're gonna do.
That's P. That's
You
P.
know what I'm saying? Hey man, by the way, let the record reflect, man. I'm Prosper P from there, Memphis, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? This Lamar referee. You know what I'm talking about? So I got to
Church.
let you know what's really going down. You cannot let yourself fall victim of being a nigga that just get put in a situation. Like this getting put in a situation. What if you
That's
got
real.
20 or 30 told and you like, yeah, man, I'm finna go holler at this hoe on this interview. But the hoe that you already got, you to interviewed them and they broke they said, but you to pulled up for free on this bitch. Now they make your guy look like you miss pimping. Don't never look like no sucker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in the world full of suckers, man, when you join this division, when you join this elite lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's a secret society. But
That's
since social
church.
media, it's been the open society. So you got to keep your So you got to keep your eyes open and pay attention to what you're really dealing with. Because a renegade, yeah, some of them are true renegades. Some bitches don't even get no instructions from a pimp and swear me down she don't need one.
That's church.
Well, I look at it like this: to be a renegade, she have to have some instructions from a pimp, and that's why she doesn't want a pimp, right? Now the other girls that didn't have pimps and they had little pretender dudes and they think they were renegade, maybe if they came across some real pimping, then they would understand what it is to be down for a real pimp, right? So you can't. I don't call females that was never around no pimping, and they kept choosing wrong, and they kept choosing pretenders, and now they think they're renegade. I don't call them females renegades. I call renegades that had real folks, didn't like the structure from their real folks, so they mag it out, and they
They,
just don't want pimping no more.
bro,
Those are
they
renegades.
can truly be considered. They can truly be considered a renegade. I won't take that away. But what I
Yeah.
mean is, like when you look up the definition of renegade, it mean a motherfucker that went rogue. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
Alright.
how do you go rogue? You have to know.
You
You
can
have to
you
know the
can go
correct
rogue.
way to go
Listen,
rogue, right?
Yeah, but you do
guess
have to
what?
be a part of the system already
You
to go
you
rogue.
can be
That is a
part of
fact.
the system, but as a gentleman of the game, and I want you to understand is you got niggas that consider themselves pimps that go rogue as well. So is he considered a renegade?
No.
No.
How does a pimp go rogue?
You know how a pimp go rogue? When he turned square and then try to jump back in this
So
fucking game.
so was he ever a pimp?
Mm.
In my definition, I'm gonna say it like this. I'd be wrong to say that he wasn't doing it because you got niggas out here that don't even
So
know
if he
that they
was
got that
doing it, why did he
potential.
jump out of it?
Hey man, I'm gonna say for instance, I just got
Let me
out of
ask. So
jail. I
you
just
said you've
did
been in the
5
game
months.
for 3 years, right? Or 11 years?
Yeah, I've been in 11.
Did you ever jump out and jump back in?
Nope, no sir.
See,
Oh,
see,
so one that come up here and be like, okay, I've been in the game for 11 years, but I jumped out for about 4, came back in. You know, what would you say to that? If you've been in the game for 11 years straight, how would you say he's still this what you is?
I can't say that. This is why I say he the one rogue to me. Because
Right. Well,
yeah,
he
if
never
you
or he never did
listen,
no pimping. You know what I'm saying?
now it's niggas out here that truly have done it, and I know some. Like
Because
for real, really
you
bad.
saying they rogueness. You saying when they go rogue, that's rubbing off on the female of going rogue. So he went rogue and he's still dealing with females in the game. That's what you're saying, right?
mm.
Exactly.
So my thing is, if he's went rogue, I guess he was pimping right, and now he pimping wrong for some
Yeah,
odd
he pimping
reason.
all the way. He tender digging. He doing everything he ain't supposed to
So
do. You
was
know
he
what I'm saying?
ever a
So
pimp then, sir?
Mm.
would you consider it? No. But at the
No. So
same,
you can't say his pimping went rogue. You can't say her hoeing went rogue because they both never took the lifestyle seriously enough, right?
Mm.
So that's why the true essence of a renegade to go rogue, she has to been around a pimp that took it seriously enough, and that's what creates real renegades. They was around the real structure of a pimp and they couldn't take it because she was getting pimped on too hard. So now she liked the money, she liked the trick money, so she just said, "Fuck it, I got my own standards and my own morals, but I'm still getting the trick money because I know what the structure is with the pimp, and I don't want that pressure."
you're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah,
You
You
completely
know?
right.
A lot of these other girls right now, like the example of that little girl that you bought some McDonald's with or whatever, those is just 304s, right?
gotcha,
They just in their phase. A lot of these girls is in their 304 phase right now because a lot of these dudes give these girls attention. So it's easy
gotcha.
for a 304 to get in that little phase, them females. Now the difference from a 304 and a hoe is she has a pimp. You get what I'm saying? A difference from a hoe and a prostitute is that female has a pimp. The difference from a
Sure.
hoe and an escort is that female has a pimp. Now, can that hoe do all of those things in all of them different lanes? Yes. You get what I'm saying? Now, these
Yeah.
renegades that thinking they renegades, 9 times out of 10, they not real renegades. So back to the interview. I don't know. How long have you been in the lifestyle, Don?
And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like honestly the only way to put it is it's always been in me, but I started taking the game seriously probably like a year or two ago.
Well, you 26. You got any kids?
Nah,
Okay, so you was 26. Why? What was you doing in your younger adult years?
surviving. So,
No, I'm talking about with like with
oh, with
females.
relationships, really trying to maximize the situation. That's how I look at it. So anybody that I get with, bro, you got to be a team member if you're gonna be with me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know how I'm coming. I'm down for mine, and I'm gonna take care of home. You dig what I'm saying?
I
But
get that. I get that. But you understand you're dealing with a female, right?
very true. And
So a teammate, sometimes these young, when you're a young man, you're thinking we're teammates, so they're gonna think like a male. They're not gonna think like a male. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna think like a female.
Very true.
You get what I'm saying? So within your young adults, did you realize, okay, I gotta become a man to females?
I did. I definitely did.
Okay,
My
how long was that relationship when you realized that?
that was probably like 2 years, maybe. Yeah, like 2 years, maybe two and a
Mm.
half.
Okay, now what happened in that relationship? Did she cheat on you?
It was pretty much a respect thing at the end of the day. Like it's she wanted me to carry myself with a certain standard that she wasn't carrying herself with. And it was a certain amount of structure that I got on my life that I was trying to instill in her that she didn't want to take. That's why I say I always feel like I had the game in me
Did
because
she do anything to hurt your heart?
I really can't say she did nothing to hurt my heart. She did some unexpected shit that disappointed me, but outside of that, no, not really.
So like, did she break? Like, how did it end? Who ended it?
She
You there? We having mic trouble. Mic trouble.
You can hear me. You can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, but yeah, so she had went to school. We went on a break or whatever. I told her that I wanted to take a break because I couldn't deal with this shit no more. She went off to school and she was like the break not working and all of that shit.
She went off to school and what?
She was like the break because I told her that I wanted to go on a break because she wasn't respecting me or whatever. And after she did, she went off to school and we were still on the break. And when she got to school, she was like, "Oh, the break not working and this, that, and the
Oh, okay,
third." Yeah, and
okay,
I was just like,
okay,
"All right,
okay, okay. Now she wasn't respecting you. Now do you now let's this is time to be real. Do you
for
think
sure."
you was reaching for some respect that was unnecessary?
At times I can say yes, but in other times I feel like the respect just should have been mutual. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was certain things that I feel like that's a borderline respect you should just have for
What, like, did she
somebody.
call you out your name?
Bro, yeah, she done called me out my names. Shorty kept pushing me and shit.
Okay,
You
because
feel
I
what I'm saying?
don't.
Like,
This is the thing. A lot of dudes they think they need to be in the pimp game because, they was bullied or punked or
oh
heartbroken
nah,
by their female.
nah, this ain't that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
So because you said that relationship opened your eyes to now you just supposed to be in the game. So what experience you went through that was like, you know what, I need to get in this pimp game.
It was really not only the lucrativeness of the game, but the asset that I could be to the game. You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm in the game just to get some money out of hoe. Like I feel like I'm an asset to a hoe just as well as she an asset to me. That's the whole point of the game. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I became a P because I felt like the asset that I was being to these square bitches
How
wasn't
how
being
how are you an
appreciated.
asset to a 304?
All right,
And don't
so
say how you feel no more. Tell
no,
me
no, no.
what you're thinking.
For sure. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. The shorty that I had, you feel what I'm saying? I guess you could say I knocked her or whatever because she chose up on me. She gave me some money or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? It was what it was. Cool. So when she came to me, I got her in school. I got her her own bank account. You feel what I'm saying? I got her a food stamp card or whatever, so she ain't got to worry about food and stuff like that. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
okay. That's listen. Just because responsibilities, and these young girls that's in their 3 or 4 phases don't really know their responsibilities, and you're doing, that's a good thing. But the thing is you're better off telling that female, like, because 9 times 10 what I'm coming to understand, a lot of these females, they don't even take their 3 or 4 serious. They're just looking for the safe haven guys, and that's cool. So one thing you should start telling these females is, one, if you really take your hoeing seriously, you need to get with a pimp. Or if you don't really take this shit seriously, you want to get in this school and get you a nice little job and this and that, come fuck with me. But
Okay, now
everybody's trying to merge this shit.
let me finish, Pete. Now let me
Go ahead.
finish, Pete.
Go ahead.
So that's not, like I said, that's not all I did. You feel what I'm saying? When she got with me, that's a part of
Well, let me
elevation.
know when you get to the pimping and hoeing part.
I got you. You feel what I'm saying? Now that's a part of elevation. I feel like you gotta be an asset to yourself to be an asset to me anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta
Let
elevate
me
your
know when you
mind.
get to the pimping and hoeing part.
So I asked her her QV, stuff like that, you feel what I'm saying? Gave her the price list, you feel what I'm saying? I got the sites, you feel what I'm saying? Gave her the sites, you feel what I'm saying? But it was the
Sir,
fact that,
how did you
yeah,
how did you how did you learn about these sites that you gave her?
research.
So you researched this.
Yeah, research.
Okay,
thorough
now when you
research.
okay, I'll take that. Now when you gave her the sites, how did that go?
So at first, what I told her was, because it's not by force. You feel what I'm saying? So I made the suggestion. Hey, look, if you serious, this you want to do, you out here like this, then this is how you can bump down. What you making right now can be triple, quadrupled, even if you follow the game. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm doing.
So wait,
And
wait. So was she working like a regular job first?
no, 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 she was stripping. You feel what I'm saying? She was
Or she
stripping,
was a
but
stripper? You met her
yeah,
in the
but
strip club?
no, that's the thing. When she first met me, she told me she was dancing, and I
And
was
what
like,
did you tell
okay.
her you was?
I told her I was a pimp.
I don't know. But okay. So boom, how did you give her the ad? What did you do? Go back to that.
Okay, so now when this is how it happened, because she went to go dance and she came back with like, I think like one summer or something like that, and I'm like, bro, ain't no way you just went to go dance for like 3, 4, 5 hours in this after hours and you coming back with this. Like, there's no way. You feel what I'm saying? So I told her like, look, bro, if you really trying to make some money, because I know what you doing in these after hours, like, bro, you leaving at like 1 in the morning, bro. You don't have no structure, bro. You like, what's up? So I told her like, bro, you can get down like this, and I showed her the app. Showed her the sites or whatever, and she was
So
just
let
like,
me
oh
wait before we stop right there, real quick. We're gonna
yeah,
get back. You showed her. We're gonna get right back. But what made you want to research the sites?
because like I said, I felt like I wanted to be an asset to the game. You feel what I'm saying? So for me to be an asset to the game, I got to improve and sharpen my knowledge of the game.
Is this? But this is your first female, right?
Yeah, yeah, facts. This is my,
So
but like I said,
you told yourself like, damn, okay, like I'm pretty sure. So you never heard about no ads. You was just like, damn, I know girls post ads, and what you just like, what you put, once you punch into
okay,
Google, what you punch in.
so when I first started, I felt like I had to get my knowledge right before anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even looking for no female when I first got in the game. I was looking to learn as much as I could. I was looking for a mentor. You feel what I'm saying? Now, my great granddad, who just recently passed, he, OG in the game or whatever, but I couldn't really get next to him like that in his later years. So I was looking for a mentor as long as I could and just researching. So I went on Google. You feel what I'm saying? Hopped on Google, typed in escort insight, stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? And just research wherever I could, social media. Like, I was just getting as much knowledge as I could on the game.
Okay, now go back to the okay. You tell because you did you make an account? Did you have to make an account?
Yeah, yeah, facts.
Okay, now you make this account. Now, are you giving her the account you made?
I'm not giving her the account I made. No, I told her I would post the ad.
Right. See, you coming in that's like where you get that you get sex trafficking and shit like that. That's where you get that type of because you coming in thinking that's what it's about. That's why I know we was never gonna get to know pimping because you're finding females that's like you and they're doing bad, making money, and you're thinking, okay, I gotta control them and set up everything for them to make money, and that's not what pimps do. What's going on with Apple Jacks?
Oh no, I just wanted to touch on that because me and you had a conversation about that last time. Like you can't controlling is not like you can't make it a situation where you control like you control the situation, and it stuck out to me too though because I got bitches who got the whole phone, all the shit. Like if you
Yeah,
pimping for real, you shouldn't have to control nothing. They control it in their mind.
yeah, and it's not. I wasn't posting the ad and making that count because I felt like I had to control it. It was really just like, shorty, you make the money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, shorty, you gonna get the bread. But that's why I'm in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I'm
Well,
talking to
look, this
church
is what
now.
I'm gonna tell you, man. And I say these things because I give a fuck for more, the younger black males going to jail than people being like, "Oh, you giving that free game," right? Right. So what I'm gonna tell you is sometimes when you enter the lifestyle, if you're trying to enter the lifestyle, the best way to enter the lifestyle is challenging yourself to be who you think you are to a female that's already in the lifestyle instead of thinking because a lot of these strippers they not with the lifestyle, right? They just see, oh, okay,
True.
you know how to do this, and they want to make some fast money, but they're not really a hoe in the lifestyle. So
Yeah.
boom, you do this and you do that, and now she giving you all the money and you're you trying to be some pimping, but the way you're doing things, the way how you post her and and it's all in your name and stuff. If she was to ever get in a jam, that's going to be she's going to roll over on you, and they're going to be putting HT and ST on you because of how you're operating.
That's church.
You know, when the pimping is being a pimp and a female wants to fuck with the pimp, and the pimp is giving her some knowledge of how to maneuver, he's making her or telling her to do all these things.
For
All
sure.
he's doing is using his words. That's all he's doing. That's the special power of the pimp. He don't have to do nothing but talk, and that's why people hate the pimping so much, because he can really operate and grow a dynasty and grow a long life of living all off just talking.
Church.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's really a true test if game is in you. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing all the handiwork for the female, basically all you're saying is, look, I'm going to do everything for you, and just because I don't got what you have between your legs, that's why I need you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of these dudes, they get caught up of, oh, I gotta text the trick because she ain't doing nothing. She don't know how to do it right, and I gotta get the money. I get that. I do get that. But over time, you're gonna realize that when you was doing all that with that female, she wasn't taking the lifestyle seriously at all. So it's gonna deteriorate whether you do it or not. So you might as well do it the right way. You feel me?
That's church. That's church.
You know. But yeah, man, that's just what I wanted to touch on. I seen a question up here. Where did it go? He said something about if you only got and where that question go? I pinned it, didn't I, y'all? Did I drop it when he was talking about if he only has strippers, is he still a pimp? There it is.
I'm
There it
trying to
is.
turn a stripper to a hoe. I ain't.
It's well, you still trying, my
I
man.
ain't
I
go.
get it.
Ain't no pro in the game. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't no vet. You
Well,
dig what I'm
I
saying?
don't think you got much experience in the game either, though.
Like a year or two. You feel what I'm saying? And I spent like a year just trying to learn as much as
Well,
I could.
when you was doing that, are any of the females still with you?
Yeah, I got a whole separate page. You feel what I'm saying? And I follow you on my other page. You feel what I'm saying? And I got some
No, I
females.
don't need to see anything or nothing, but I'm just saying. So the first female you met that you helped with school and all that, she's still rocking with you.
Nah. She fagged on me.
She mad. Gotta say the N word. Okay, so how did you meet the second female?
So did this the sec? Well, I wouldn't even call her like I wouldn't even say I knocked her. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say she knocked. She just around. You feel what I'm saying? Like she just around.
What you say, man? She chose.
No. She ain't chose. She just a 304 that's around. You feel what I'm saying? Like I really don't want to knock her. I don't want her on my program. You feel what I'm saying? But I know she there. You feel what I'm saying? It's not somebody that I want on my program.
Wait, okay, so you don't have no females then right now, and that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Right now,
So
yeah. Right
what? So
now, yeah.
why when you say she's just around, what does that mean?
Like I might see her around. You feel what I'm saying? She might like my posts or something like that. But I'm not really too much pressed about her. You feel what I'm saying? Like she not trying to choose, and I'm not trying to force it.
So y'all just friends. Y'all just
I
social
wouldn't
media
even no.
friends.
I wouldn't even say we friends, you P. I wouldn't even I wouldn't even say we friends, P. Like maybe
So you
associates.
saying you tried hollering at her and she wasn't really fucking with
Okay,
it.
so the way we met, I was posted at my boy's spot or whatever, and they got they business going on, and they had text Shorty so she could push up. And when she pushed up, she seen me and she started choosing or whatever. So I started kicking it with her, chopping it up with her, you feel what I'm saying? And that's how we ended up linking up, but didn't nothing go past that, you feel what I'm saying? I know what she do, but I really ain't too much pressing her about it.
When y'all kicked it, did you smash?
Nah,
So what, y'all just text every now and then or something?
I mean, like I said, she might swipe up on my post. I might swipe up on her post. You feel what I'm
You
saying?
just
Something
don't.
like
You just and this is where this is a sign. This is just a sign, right? When people say the saying, "Is it in you or on you?" These are kind of examples of it might if you're gonna pop out a female. There's no reason for you to tell me right now that you have somebody and then you tell me, "No, she's just around." That I don't get that at all.
so like the reason I don't want her, like the reason I'm not trying to knock her is because I know she do drugs. You feel what I'm saying? And I know how her attitude
So
is
why
and
is
shit
she
like that.
around?
Facts.
So why did when I told you, do you got another female? You said yeah, her, and then you was like she just around.
No, that's facts. I get what you're saying.
So what I'm trying to explain to you is sometimes, man, you just want to probably just rock with a regular relationship, man. You 26, you about to be 27 this year.
Nah, I just turned 26.
Yeah, man. Instead of trying to, that one little female you had in the beginning, she probably would have been cool with you if you was just trying to be a cool little, man for her and help her with the school and find a little job and bank account and things and let her just make her little couple dollars in the strip club. Cause I'm pretty sure you got you a cool little job, right?
Nah, I'm an entrepreneur, bro. I do several things, bro.
Okay, well name some of the things you do.
Graphic design, wall art, murals, custom clothes and shoes. I'm a mechanic. You feel what I'm saying? I do creative consulting.
That's what I'm saying, man. You seem like you a fly young man that got talented in a lot of different ways. All you missing is the talent to just, you know, be a charming dude to the females, man. To where now when you run into the little, so strippers and they feeling you and you feeling them, you don't gotta put too much pressure on yourself to be something that you really have no experience on being. You could just be yourself and tell them you could, do something in the field to help them that way, and then they'll reverse you that way. It's not always about trying to get some money from a female, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. Like I said, I want to be an asset to the game and I want to know the game. That's the reason
Why
why
do
I
you
joined
want to
the
be an
line.
asset to the game? You know how you could be an asset to the game?
Tell me,
You want
Trey.
to, okay, you got a lot of regular square fans, right?
Some of them, yeah.
Most of them, right?
Nah, I'm not.
Educate
I'm not
them.
gonna lie. Listen. I'm not gonna lie. The way I operate my life, if it ain't an asset to me, I don't want it around me. You feel what I'm saying? That's just how I
When
operate
I
my
say
life.
regular, I mean square friends. I mean friends that are not pimps or hoes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, if it ain't an asset around me, I don't want it around me. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
good, but their assets is coming from the square world, right?
Yeah, that's facts. That's
Okay,
facts.
so you can educate them because I'm pretty sure all you guys that's exchanging assets and got these good jobs and you might get jury duty one day. So the best way to be an asset to the pimp and hoe community is reiterating the real message of what a true pimp is and what these human traffickers, sex traffickers is. That's the way you could be an asset to the game. You don't necessarily have to be a part of the game to be an asset to the pimp and hoe community. You get what I'm saying? You can also be an asset to the game. And when you run into these 304s that have these 304 phase type females, you can be an asset to the game by informing and educating them females that they need to be with a pimp. They need to stop playing around with their life and be with a pimp, man. These is all player characteristics. I promise you. You might find you a pimp friend by doing all that, right? And then when you introduce him with the little fly female, ain't nobody gonna look at you crazy. They're gonna be like, all right, bet. And if things start rolling, man, pimping might come up and bless your hand with a couple, like, okay, yeah, man, I remember you fly fella, man, He got a good head on his mind, you know what I mean?
Nah, I feel that. I feel that.
Because that's the truth. Instead of because what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to infiltrate the game and think you're trying to give good assets to the game when reality is you're gonna put a black eye on it because you're gonna do a lot of things contrary because you lack the experience.
Okay, so let me ask you how any pimp really started the game then, if that's the case. Like if anything, you started with a lack of experience, you feel what I'm saying? So how does any pimp start the game then?
Well, for one, I would say most pimps is gonna start at a younger adult age, right? Not at 26, but let's say okay, 26, right? And let's say that one female blue. I would think one, the young when you're trying to when you're trying to polish up and really see if this is in you, you feel me? You're gonna go campaign crazy. You know what I mean? You're gonna get runs. You know what I mean? You're gonna really take it serious to a certain thing. The reason why when you're an older gentleman you try to enter the game late is because you got a lot of crafts and materials and talents that makes you money already. You see, when you're a young adult pimp, you might had your dream shattered and you in the poverty in the streets, and that's why you enter the game, because this is your way out to come up to something in life. But if you came up in life and you taking care of your shit and you just don't understand females, that's not a reason to become a pimp.
See, but that's the thing. I feel like I got in the game because I overstood females. P. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the reason why I
You
became
didn't
a man.
overstand females, not in a pimp's brain. Because if you overstood females in a pimp's brain, you would have been thinking to be a pimp way younger in your life. How did you overstand how females is if you had failed relationships?
I don't feel like, but that's okay. If I
How do
don't
you
know,
like? How do you understand hoes or
if I don't,
304s?
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so my understanding, I feel like the understanding of a 304 is what make somebody a pimp. Now, what made me want to start pimping is my understanding of women. You dig what I'm saying? Now, it's not no
Okay, so what do
prejudice
you
between.
understand? What do you understand about women that want to make you get pimping?
I understand how emotional women are. I understand that that's how women live their life. You feel what I'm saying? I understand that women operate off their emotions.
So
I
what is that
understand
got? Why would a girl? Why would you knowing a female operates on emotion wants you to be some pimping?
because it shows me how I can operate in the game. You feel what I'm saying? It give me a better understanding of how I can operate in the game.
Explain.
All right.
A girl is emotional. How does that help you operate in the game?
It just give me more finesse, I guess. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just know how to operate a female's emotions. Like you said, it's all mouthpiece. You feel what I'm saying? If I know how women
So you
operate,
know
because
how to manipulate a girl's emotions.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
Now, pimping ain't trying to manipulate a girl's emotions.
And I'm not trying to, you feel what I'm saying? But I know how to use my mouthpiece to get what I want. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I don't, man. I'm telling you, the reasons of you wanting to be a pimp because you understand females are emotional is not a good reason, sir.
So what is a good reason to be P?
What is a good reason to jump into pimp?
Yeah.
Jump, because let's say you're homeless, you're doing bad in life, and you're a young male that's very charming to females,
That
and you're
when I
so
first
charming to.
started, when I first picked up the game, P, that's what was going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was in my storage unit. If you look at my page, P, if you look at my page, P, just a few years ago, before I got to where I am now, you feel what I'm saying? I was living out of my storage unit. You feel what I'm saying?
What's the longest run you didn't have with a female, sir?
The longest relationship I ever had, or longest run?
Well, you told us your longest relationship was 2 years, right?
No, no, no. That wasn't my longest relationship. That was the relation. That was the last relationship I had. That
With
was
a
two and a
square
half
female,
years. My
right?
longest relationship I got into, I was 17, and I was fucking with Shawty for like 3 years.
Okay, these are square relationships, right?
Valid.
Okay, what's the longest run you didn't have with a hoe? So now we done got 2 plus what you say, 7 years?
Pretty much.
You've been in square relationships for 9 years out of your life. You're 26, right? You said
Yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 27. You've been in a square relationship most of your adult life. All of your adult life.
Well, my adolescent. Yeah, 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 for sure.
From
Yeah, I guess you could say
17
that.
to, yeah, you've been in a,
Yeah, yeah,
so
17 and now. Yeah,
what's the longest run you didn't have with a
probably
female
about
that's a
3 months.
hoe?
3 months, and
Right.
that was with Shorty from McDonald's. Yeah.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? Like you're only getting older. So your experience is when you talk to females, you lack the experience of how pimps talk to females to really know how to campaign to a female. You only know how to come in, as a square man approach, because you just don't got the experience, and you can get a bunch of slow little three months for a whole 2 years, but you got to understand you're running into females that are just having a 3 or 4 phase. So 9 times out of 10 these females might not even be paying you, they might just be buying you because they understand you're a good dude and you're going to help them with this and help them with that and show them this and show them that, so they might just buy your time for a little bit and then move on. And then by the time that happens, you're gonna be in your 30s, and then yeah, you could try to figure it out now, or you can say to hell with all that shit. Let me focus on what I've been doing for my young adult years with all the entrepreneur shit you got going on, and just fucking find me a cool little girl that understands me to where I ain't tripping and she ain't tripping, or do your little poly shit or something if you want more than one female.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, P. I don't know. I gotta sharpen my game.
Well, how long? Okay, you said you've been with that girl for 3 months. Well, how long ago did she leave? How long have you not had a female?
Probably like 2, 3 days.
2, 3 days. Okay, why did she leave?
She honestly, she said it was because of the money situation. Like she was just like it was just too much. Like it was just too much stress. Like
What you mean?
she
She wasn't making no money?
not really. You feel what I'm saying? And I was on
Cause
her
you
ass.
ain't got no game to give her. She realizing like, oh, this nigga made me an ad and tell me to post in a city that don't make no money.
Bro, I'm in the A, bro, and it's plenty plays out here. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not the fact that it's not the fact that she didn't want to. It's not the fact that the pimping wasn't working. It's the fact that she didn't want to take the pimping. If I'm telling you to get up at a certain time, if I'm telling you to go to sleep at a certain time,
How do
if I'm
you know
telling,
that works?
but because I've seen it working. You feel what I'm
With
saying?
who?
Like
Who did you see it work with?
I've been around the game before. You feel what I'm saying? I've been around.
How? You just said you learned all this on the internet and that your granddad wasn't
Because I
around to
said I
teach you
had
some
to
game.
study. I said I had to sharpen my game, P. You feel what I'm saying? I had to look for the knowledge to become a P because that's what I chose to do.
Right.
You
And
feel what I'm
how do you
saying?
know the knowledge that you found was the right knowledge?
Because that's the knowledge I used to get Shorty for 3 months. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's how I got Shorty.
3 months ain't shit. She obviously didn't do shit.
Like I said, P, I gotta sharpen my game.
There is no game to sharpen, sir. I'm trying to get to know that. I'm trying to tell you, do the design and shit. You in the A, man. That's the play. The pimping shit is not the play out there. Why do you want to be a pimp so bad? I just think you need to want to challenge yourself to understand how to talk to females better. Shit, hell, you should have talked to the drug. And what drug she do?
What drug?
You
Perks, I
you
think,
talking
or
about
some
the
shit like
drug
that.
head? What drug
Yeah,
did she do? And then we gonna shake it up. Let me see who we got. No
perks,
pacer up here. We gonna
perks.
pin you for a second. Hold on. Let's get some more people up here, man. No pacer. Come on up here. What's the deal? What's on your mind? No pace.
I mean, speak to him real quick. So
Oh, go
basically,
ahead. Go ahead.
I heard that he said he was a designer and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
The thing is, that's a good ass thing that not many people can do. But when you like really start exploring the content world and like, I know you want to be in P and stuff like that, but let's say if he would just take his talent a little bit further, he like where his age and where he at right now, he probably would get way further than what he will try to do. Like you said, he would waste more time, and it could work, it could not. It just all depends. But it's so many content creators that needs like their socials turned up. There's so many content creators that can use graphic designing that's actively looking for it all the time. And we got
Right.
to think about it. They pay lots of money to it. I know so many. I manage Twitter accounts too. I know so many females that needs graphic designers. So if you
Oh
get in
yeah,
that
he
field,
in that
yeah.
field with you too. I remember I told you, yeah, put this shit down and go get in your shit.
I
yep.
mean, yeah, I get paid from I get money from you feel me, my businesses and shit. That's facts. Like I trust me, I promote daily. You feel what I'm saying? I got I make my money. I make my ways. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? But
But look, do what I'm saying though. Like I got Twitter accounts with 3, 4, 500, 600K followers. With different females. And the thing is, these females know other females. So like for example, it's like a big ass networking group. So like it's so much more than just well, I got
He
this,
be
I
trying to
got
he be
that.
trying to promote you to I remember him now. He be trying
Yeah.
to promote people to go over there and have girls talk to motherfuckers for beans and coins and dots and what they call them over there.
I mean, you said it right. It just coins.
Tokens,
Yeah,
coins.
tokens. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's his little play. He be letting females leech off of him because he got a platform. But you,
Yeah.
I don't know what type of designing you do, right? But he did say a good thing when he was like, hey, ask your question, Applejacks. When he was like, there's a lot of content creators out there. You just gotta reach out because you over there wasting your time trying to pop at females, trying to give them some game that you think you got when you realistically there is no game, right? You need to be over there giving the real people that's doing content the real knowledge and the real skills that you got, man, and getting your money up, and then You might run into a cool ass female that's a content creator that like your ass, and you can have a relationship like that.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. That's how I did it with my girl, to be honest with you.
See, that's how he did it with his girl. You see what I'm saying? But let me see. I'm gonna bring y'all back. Let me see if I can shake it up for this last 20 minutes, 30 minutes we got up here, man. Let's break it up. We don't want to let Don get the whole damn live, you know, with these, young gentlemen that want to be in the gang like that. What is Applejack's question? I remember Applejack's is the dude that be driving around uh his city, you feel me? Taxi driving for his girlfriend all day, huh? That's taxi driver, huh? That's another Atlanta nigga, huh? Yeah, I remember now. It's coming back to me. It be coming back. Applejacks, what you wanted to come up and ask your question or what, bro? Damn. What's your question, bro?
Hey, I got a couple spots since the last convo, but nah, my question is cause y'all drawing a lot of lines, y'all making a lot of points. But my question is like, if somebody not a P, right, and you not a trick, then what the fuck is you?
And you better just be a man, right? You just want to be a man to a woman when it comes to a female, right?
Yeah,
What? Well, okay. What was the trick and a pimp have in common?
they both in the game.
What do they have in? What is the
Oh, the
common
common
denominator?
denominator, the hoe.
Okay, so if a square man never deals with a hoe, then he's just a square man to a square female.
And is there anything wrong with it?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I prefer.
That's what I was trying to just want
But
everybody to
these
hear
see a
that.
lot of the males that don't want to be man to a regular female in the regular world. They want to be the safe haven to the
Hmm.
304. And the best advice I give them is just like the pimp comment is to tell them females to get with a true pimp. You get what I'm saying? If they really want to, look out for the game.
He thought he had control, thought he knew the code, but the game hit different when you ain't been on that road. He thought he had to pick, whole time he the lick. Talking like a boss, but he funding every trip. Welcome to the story where perception don't stick, where a player get exposed as the unknown trick.